No More, and the first video of yours we're going to play is Epic, which I guess was, well, for us anyway, it was the breakthrough video for an MTV audience. I mean, do you see it as your breakthrough single?
I don't know if we realized it at the time, but looking back on it, sure looks like it was a breakthrough single for us. Because it's kind of now in retrospect. Yeah, I guess it was pretty much the one.
It's the one that got us into all this trouble.
Got you all this press.
Yeah.
When you play it live, is it like your Stairway to Heaven? The audiences go completely nuts when it comes up.
It seems sometimes, yeah, that people may be just waiting to hear that one song. That's what we try and make them stick around.
Yeah, we do that old rock.
We got these other good songs, so listen to these first.
Yeah, we use that as, you know, bargaining power almost.
The bait. It's here. Not yet, but it's here.
Now, speaking of bait, the fish sequence in that video was always brought up as a rather controversial.
Nice segue.
Yeah.
Go on.
Wasn't that controversial though, really, was it? I mean,
it was pretty silly.
Well, when we thought about doing the video, we thought about that as an image, just a really beautiful image to use in the video. And then I think more than people kind of, or maybe like our managers or something, made a big deal out of it to seem like it was a bigger. So we were put in a position like to defend it.
What do you think of the video now?
Epic?
In light of what you've done, yeah.
Looks a little old and crude to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems a little dated.
A little flimsy.
This is early Faith No More. To pieces from The Real Thing, 1989, I think it was released. How important are videos actually to you? Because we've talked about, you know, you playing live, and that's really, really important. But how important is the video business end of things to what you do?
We actually kind of like them to be really important, but most videos that we've done, they've been really pressed for time. We're always hearing these things like, there's a deadline, quick concept for the video in like, 20 minutes. Not really like that, but it's been really like rushed. If we can spend time with videos, I mean, it can be really important and they can turn out really great.
Yeah, usually it's real fun to try and apply a visual image to what, you're doing. But when you have to, rush it like that, it becomes more like a chore.
Do you have much to do with, what...
We like to, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's such a pain, because we have to like approve everything and make all these decisions all the time, and it can be frustrating with deadlines. Plus, it costs so much money to make them.
It's great though, because we've reached a point where we realize that we can't like put our foot down and say, no, well, forget about the deadline. We've got to make this the way we want it.
Can you talk a bit about the one we're going to play, Falling to Pieces? Does that represent what you had in mind after your 20-minute consultation?
Well, back then we didn't realize so much that we could put our foot down. We just sort of...
Well, we did though. We had a lot.
A little bit, yeah.
Like with Epic, we had a lot to do with the ideas and the director.
This one was kind of...
It was.
We didn't have so much to do with this one. We just kind of... We liked the first director that we used for Epic, so we used him again and kind of talked with him a little about what we were going to do for the video, but it was pretty rushed.
In fact, we filmed it on a day off.
Yeah.
We were somewhere else. We flew in, filmed it, and
It was a little more vague. We just kind of liked the director and the look that he gave Epic, so we had actually, trusted him to do a second one, yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a look at it. Falling to Pieces. Life Crisis off your acclaimed Angel Dust album. Just before we get to the video, I wanted to find out how you approached writing this album after The Real Thing and after the touring and working The Real Thing. Did you need to go away and find quiet time, or do you write on the road? How does it work?
We needed some time, yeah, kind of away from each other more than anything, because we'd spent, about two and a half last records, so.
And we didn't write on the road at all. Nothing.
Yeah, we were completely out of practice, really, as far as writing went, so it took a little time for us to get our heads together and just be apart.
And was that good creatively for the band to just take that time out? Because you were all doing different things, weren't you? Was there movies? Was it Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey happening there? And
yeah, Jim was off being a movie star. Mike was doing his own band.
Yeah, we all got
Actually, I started
indulgent.
playing with Puffy about 6 weeks after the tour stopped. We played Puffy played for about
Yeah, I guess so.
3 or 4 months.
We didn't take much
Pretty
time
consistent.
off.
No, we didn't.
But do you need space to write the lyrics?
Yeah. It's hard to do if you feel, like there's a deadline or forced, that whole thing again, but I intentionally took a lot of time this time.
Yeah, there's nothing like, feeling pressure from, a record company or something, but we didn't really. We were pretty much left alone during the whole writing of the record, so it was pretty easy for us.
Yeah, the hardest thing was just getting back into songwriting mode after you tour for so many years, because it's a whole different mentality.
There was talk that when you had the record near completion or whatever and took it to the record company, that there was like, oh my, this is going to be too much for the fans that you, or the fan base that you built up, and that, you know, people weren't going to understand this, guys. Is that true? Or?
They didn't like it at the first listen, definitely, but most people don't. They'd have the record anyway. I think that that's kind of something we're seeing on this record.
It's a natural reaction.
And we kind of, I mean, it was kind of our thing too. I mean, they were asking to listen to the stuff that we were doing for a long time, and we said, no, just wait until it's finished. And then when we actually finished it, we didn't put it together for them to listen in any sort of like linear kind of fashion. We just kind of like threw everything on a tape and gave it to them. So they didn't really, you know, understand what was going on.
Yeah, they wouldn't present it in the most convincing way possible.
Yeah,
And we
they're a
knew
little
that the
cocky.
pressure was like boiling up, you know, over there, and so we just like kept stalling and stalling, you know, to get them really excited, and it worked.
What about Midlife Crisis? I mean, how did that song come about? You don't look as if you're anywhere near about to have any midlife crises.
As far as the lyrics, I don't really know.
Me neither.
I
Little
kind of started
Puffy.
playing around with a little Simon and Garfunkel sample and came up with a melody. We thought it would be a really good song for Madonna to do, but then we just started playing it ourselves.
And the way we see it is the way it ended up. Okay.
It's, you know, one of the more, I would say, one of the straightest songs we've ever done. I think it was kind of an exercise in discipline for all of us. He plays one note through the entire song.
Yeah. You know what's interesting though is with the video, it's really good with the song. It could have gone, if you listen to that song and you don't see the video, the song could have been a really slick, cheesy pop song, or it could be the way it is, and it kind of shows you how powerful video is and how you perceive the song itself. A lot of people think it's a really dark, heavy song, and it kind of took us by surprise.
There is an image in there, isn't there, of a man being drawn apart by horses that some people find a little disturbing. Well, whose mind was behind that idea?
Actually, it was our director's idea. We were all really into it. MTV in America, I think, wouldn't play it for a long time. They saw the video and they kind of refused. They said, no, we can't show this. It's going to give people the wrong idea. Kids are going to go out and try this. Like, kids are going to go out and tie themselves to horses and be pulled apart.
Horses are
and
horrible.
horrible.
So how did they actually do it in the video? Did a guy
There was a
die?
bed of springs
He died.
underneath him.
He died. Got ripped apart and died.
We
just
did it in
killed him.
Mexico.
This
He
is
wasn't a
snuff
very
video.
smart guy. He was kind of dumb, so it didn't...
He was having a midlife crisis.
We got his family green cards.
Yeah, maybe we should take a look at it and see what actually does happen. Midlife crisis.